ZTC.
Greetings, duelists! Chaotic Sorceress ZTC here, and welcome to yet another one of my telephone decks. This one's a fun one, going about using Time Wizard of Tomorrow to FTK your opponent about 50% of the time due to the coin flip effect. We've got a similar toolbox to the last one, and I'd say you have somewhere between 70 and 86% chance of consistently getting to Time Wizard of Tomorrow and about 8,600 life points of damage on board. So, pretty consistent from what I know. I haven't gone through the usual 100 tests that I usually do, because this one's just a joke. It's just for the sake of saying I can do this. So, let's go over the main deck. We're not going really into it because we already know all that, but we're going to still go over how many of each card. We've got Turbo Booster at 1, Morphtronic Sylphon at 2, Effect Veiler at 1, Roland Lockbird at 1, Morphtronic Telefon at 3, Gizmek Naganaki at 3, Ghost Ogre at 1, Ash at 1, Gadget Gamer at 3, Codebreaker Zero Day at 1, this is a new one, Gizmek Arakami at 1, Gadget Hauler at 1, Fiendsmith Engraver at 1, Jizukiru at 1, Nibiru at 1, Foolish Burial at 1, Machine Dupe at 3, Reasoning at 1, One for One at 1, Performabile Popper Up at 1, Small World at 3, Morphtronic Converter at 1, Dimension Dice at 2, Dice Dungeon at 3, Dice at 1, and Imperm at 1. Whew, that was a lot. Now, for the extra deck, we have 14 cards. For the OCG version, you swap out Link Karibo for Clockwork Knight with a K. So there's that. And first up, we have Time Wizard of Tomorrow at 1. Once per turn, while you control this fusion summoned card, you can toss a coin and call it. Destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. And if you do, inflict damage equal to half the original attack of the destroyed face-up monsters. If you called the coin toss right, your opponent takes the damage. If you called it wrong, you take the damage. This is basically what the whole thing is going around. And yes, we can summon it. We've also got Gaia, Prominence, the Fierce Force. It's also got a somewhat negate of when your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can discard one monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Technically, you could bring this out first, and then bring out Time Wizard, if I recall correctly, and then get a negate on board just in case your opponent wants to stop this, but like, it's a silly deck. You don't, it doesn't matter, you're probably just going to, it's probably not going to work. But, when it does, yeah. But that at 1, we've got Rose Maiden at 1, we've got Muddy Mud Dragon at 1, this is the monster that allows us to go into Gaia and Time Wizard since it can substitute for one fusion material listed. We've got Link Karibo, which can be, as always, replaced with Clockwork Knight, and this is at 1. It's to basically bring out another body and be a Link 1 that we can go into with Morphtronic Telefon. We've got Fiendsmith's Requiem at 1 to bring out Fiendsmith Engraver. We've got Nightmare Phoenix to act as a way to get Codebreaker Zero Day out with the Link Arrows. We've got Baba Barber at 1. We've got Proxy F Magician. This is going to be how we fusion out our second fusion monster. We've got Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, which we're going to first link into Baba Barber, then link into Nightmare Phoenix below it, and then link Baba Barber into Codebreaker to bring out 0 Day. We also have Moon of the Closed Heaven to get into Fiendsmith Requiem. We've got Berserker of the Tenyet one, and this is just a link monster that we link into. We've got Codebreaker Virus Berserker, which we're going to use to bring out both Virus Swordsman and Codebreaker 0 Day out from the graveyard to add more material on board. We're also going to Surgical Striker just to have the arrows to get a good place to summon Codebreaker 0 Day and Swordsman. So there's that, and once we have them all on board, it will be a piece of cake to activate Time Wizard of Tomorrow and cause someone to take 8,600 damage. So that's that. Let's get into the game. Alright, and here is in practice of the deck where it goes off perfectly. I am going first. I draw Effect Veiler, Roland Lockbird, Gizmek Naganaki, Mortronic Converter, and Dice Dungeon. I activate Gizmek Naganaki, bringing out a Telefon. I activate Dice Dungeon, allowing me to add Dimension Dice. Dimension Dice on Telefon to bring out another Telefon. Telefon, roll die into Telefon. Telefon link away into Link Karibo. Telefon, bring back Telefon. Link away Link Karibo and Mortronic Telefon into Moon of the Closed Heaven. Moon of the Closed Heaven goes off into Fiendsmith's Requiem. Activate Mortronic Telefon, activate Link Karibo, activate Fiendsmith's Requiem. Fiendsmith Requiem resolve, summon Engraver. Link Karibo resolve, summon Link Karibo. Mortronic Telefon resolve, summon Mortronic Telefon. Telefon for Telefon. Engraver and Telefon into Baba Barber. Telefon for Telefon. Link Karibo and Telefon into Nightmare Phoenix. Telefon into Telefon. Baba Barber and Telefon link away into Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. Swordsman effect, bring in 0 Day. Telefon for Telefon, synchro away, Telefon and 0 Day for Rose Maiden. Telefon for Telefon again. Telefon and Rose Maiden synchroing away into Muddy Mud Dragon. Mortronic Telefon for Telefon. Activate Muddy Mud Dragon, synchroing away Telefon and Mud Dragon for Wizard of Tomorrow. For this point, I should say, you could bring out Gaia Prominence here if you wanted to put a negate on board first. Now, activate Telefon again for Telefon. Link away Phoenix and Telefon for Proxy F Magician. Rose Maiden effect, bring back Mud Dragon. Telefon effect, bring back Telefon. Proxy F Magician, Fusion summon using Mud Dragon and Telefon into Gaia Prominence. Telefon for Telefon. Proxy of Magician and Telefon into Berserker of the Tenyi. Telefon for Telefon into Berserker of the Tenyi and Telefon for Surgical Striker Spectra. Link away the last Telefon and Codebreaker Virus Swordsman for Codebreaker Virus Berserker. Codebreaker Virus Berserker effect, bring back 0 Day, and Swordsman. Fiendsmith Engraver effect, summon Fiendsmith Engraver. Activate Time Wizard of Tomorrow, call heads, heads. Destroy all monsters on field, and inflict 8,600. That is the basis of this deck. I went through like a billion tales setting this up, and it was not fun. Alright, on to the wrap-up. Alright, wrap-up time. This deck isn't good. I'm going to be honest, this deck is basically a meme. It's not going to do what you want it to most of the time. But if you want to say that you can do it, it's there. Yeah. It is there. If you want to do it. It's pretty silly, but yeah. Telefon can do anything. Literally anything. Okay, maybe almost anything. There's probably a few things that it can't do. That I can think of. Like, not off the top of my head, but there are certain things they can't do. Like, monsters that have, like, 2 specific monsters you need to summon. Those usually don't work. Can summon Winda, though. Can summon Winda. Fun fact, I won't tell you how, though. Not yet. That's for later. But yeah, I can summon Winda. Alright. Well, see ya. See you in the next video.